taking her on a walk. The wife and kid decided to name her Daisy. Alright, another day at work and another evening coming home to a cow in heat. This time it's the young heifer back there, that black cow. She's about a year old, a little shy of a year I think at this point. But the wife was messaging me and saying that the boys were dogging her today, so she was able to get it in our pen, but she ended up, the heifer ended up knocking the gate down and being able to get out. So, but I was able to get her separated fairly easily. Their cows are literally right here next to the barnyard grazing. So I just walked up to the one I wanted separated out and moved her over here into the barnyard and played around with the poly braid here at the corner to move that one over, use the gate and play the game. She went over pretty easy, so she'll be out this time for a couple days. It seems like a lot of our cows are going into heat right now. I suspect that's a sign that the grass is optimal, and of course that they're not carrying actively, so there's that side of it as well. But here about the beginning of July, we'll kind of let the bull have at them for the rest of the year. That's about when, I think that's the month, July or August. I'm pretty sure it's July. Give them a chance to do their thing so that we have calves in May. That's our goal. Speaking of which, we have 2 cows yet to calve. The brown, the light brown one there, we're still waiting on her. And then the black heifer's mother, this black cow here, she is also still yet to calve. So 2 more to go and we'll be done for the year with calves. And then the brown one there behind the bull, he will be going to the locker this fall for our first Dexter beef. And hopefully this weekend, maybe in this video, we'll be able to get these that one there in the middle, get him castrated. That one back there laying down needs to be castrated as well. And this red one right here, he was the one a couple videos back I was saying I was hoping he would be the herd sire. But if you take a look, his right testicle never descended, so that is a no-no for us for a herd sire. So it's unfortunate. He's a beautiful hide and he's got good genetics, good temperament, but he's a little bit more feminine than I would like. I think that's because of his scrotum issue. He never really expresses interest when cows go into heat, so we suspect that has something to do with his testicles. But we're gonna get them castrated. We're just waiting for the shots from the vet. I think they're ready. We just have to go pick them up. But yeah, hopefully this weekend we'll have some cattle chores to do and take you along for that ride. Well, I think I got it about as good as I'm gonna get it for right now. But to explain the issue, when I installed these gates originally, I intentionally had this pin here, the top pin for the hinge for the gate, up. And we did that intentionally so that the gate could be removable, but we're at a point now with the cows and the farm settling things down where I can install it in the permanent fashion because we don't really need to be removing the gate much anymore. So these pins have to face each other. This one goes down, the bottom one goes up. But what I'm seeing now is the flex in that gate is a result of these wooden posts being loose, either in the metal bracket that attaches it to the floor or down into the concrete itself. But I'm not gonna tackle that today because I'd have to take out those two bottom panels of wood and tighten everything up. But that can be a job for another day. This is good enough for now for a barn. This just gives us the option now to put that heifer calf that we're bottle feeding in here, not the one that's in heat, the one that we're nursing. It gives us the flexibility to do that without fear that they'll break in or anything. I mean, it's still possible, but less likely now. They don't really have a reason to get in. I think the reason that we had an issue today at all was because the cow that my wife put in here was in heat, and the bulls wanted to get to her, or she wanted to get out, so she could, since the gate wasn't installed correctly, for that purpose. But that's all for this evening.
Okay, Bucky.
All right, well, as you can see, the big addition that I was talking about a little while back, we picked up a freeze dryer. We have already run through the bread run, of course, and then we did a test run of some rhubarb that we harvested from the farm, and that turned out well. I took some of that into work and shared it with some coworkers, and it went over quite well. So the second batch that we're gonna run here, we had some cheese that was sitting in the refrigerator for a while, so we think some of it we think is edible still for us, but most of it, I think the plan is to create snacks for the dogs. So we're gonna get that started. All right, the freeze dryer is asking for trays, so I'm gonna load them up. We've got some cheddar. Some Colby. I believe this is the pepper jack. And 2 trays of Havarti dill. Drain valve is closed. And that's all there is to it. So we picked up the freeze dryer just because we find that during harvest season it's very difficult to get everything done and, you know, be able to process foods at peak nutrition. So this will significantly help with that, we feel. As well as, you know, having a nice long shelf life for the foods once they're processed. So we're looking forward to seeing how we can incorporate this into our food preservation practices. We've got experience doing pressure canning, water bath canning, dehydrating, you name it. So cheese is the next step in that evolution. You know, as far as freeze drying, we'd like to get to the point where we're comfortable freeze drying our proteins, our meats, and eventually beef and everything like that. But we're cutting our teeth right now on some of the lower hanging fruit. So come back in a day and a half maybe, depending on how long this takes, and we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Somebody's being released to the barn. Come on, girl. Taking her on a walk. The wife and kid decided to name her Daisy. Come on, girl. We're about 10 days since we found her, and since she was born. You are booking it, honey. Good girl. And there's Mama. Don't know if she recognizes the calf. Daisy. Daisy. Right here. Come on, girl. Daisy. Where are you going? Oh, that's interesting. Mama just responded. Mom's definitely curious. Well, this just got a whole lot more interesting. Daisy! Come on, girl. Daisy! Daisy! Come here, girl. Come here, girl. Interesting smells. Mama recognizes. Daisy. Come on. Here. Alright, see if Mama wants to go in.
Here you are, sure. Oh, Mama's checking her out.
Alright, well I've already flipped the, or in the process of flipping the freeze dryer. I got the cheese out and currently defrosting and drying out the chamber for the next batch. We processed, quite a bit of, all of our garlic scapes for the year last night in about 2 hours. So we're getting ready to put that in next. But we got 1 jar of cheddar and 1 jar of Colby Jack for human consumption, and then we've got about 5, maybe 4 full quarts of the 2 other types of cheeses for the dogs to eat. They've already tried it. They are already looking for more, pacing around, wondering where that got to. So I guess it's good. But yeah, I'm in the process of flipping this freeze dryer for the next batch, so I'll throw you here on a time lapse when I get to it in about another half hour or so left on the timer there. So that's all there is to it. These things are incredibly easy. As much as we have like a checklist to make sure everything's set up right or whatever, once you figure all that stuff out, it's a breeze to get a batch going. So this will probably take like a day, day and a half is my guess, maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. I don't know, but being the biggest batch, I suspect it'll take a little while, but we'll let it do its thing. I've been out here with the camera. Figured I'd give you a quick update on what I'm doing. It's a lot of repetitive stuff, so I haven't been bringing the camera along. I've been just cutting the brush out and piling it up. I'll do one big burn at some point. You know, use the tractor to pile it up. Try to speed things along a little bit. The jungle's doing an awful lot better. I think I got most of that cut. All those vines, that really slows me down, just like the section I just stopped at. We've got rain coming in, and that honeysuckle is a lot of work to get through. But I started clearing some of these stumps here through this section. I need to keep going, obviously, down this way. I haven't done a whole lot more down here through the valley, because that's going to be mostly with the trimmer. Trying to get the stuff done out there exposed in the sunlight first, because it's only going to get hotter now that we're getting deeper into summer. But it's coming along. I'm liking the progress I'm seeing. So let's do a quick check on the bottle calf and see where things are at in the freeze dryer. All right, so here she is. We decided to bring her back to the backyard because she wasn't really doing anything with the mama. Mama wasn't really doing anything with her. They were just hanging out in that pen together, not really co-mingling or anything. So it's easier on us to have her here. And she was also getting a lot of flies on her eyes, and I think her eyes actually may have gotten worse. So we're going to talk to the vet tomorrow. But she's doing really well. Otherwise, we walked her to the barn and back from the barn without anything other than, hey, follow me. So she's drinking a lot of milk. Seems like her respiratory issues have healed up. So she's hanging out with the dogs. Hi, honey. I think the plan is to get some patches on her eyes and medication. But we know she can see a little bit. She can move around and navigate to some degree. That's the calf update. We're about 10 days after we found her. So this is what we've done in the freeze dryer already. As you can see, we got quite a bit of rhubarb here in this long row with this bag as well, the Mylar bag. And then these are the two varieties of cheese that we feel are still fit for consumption. The rest we took up to the dog, for treats for the dogs. But that last run of garlic scapes is gonna take about as long as I had expected. We're 15 and a half hours in, and it's reporting that it's only about half done, which based on what I'm seeing with that top tray that my wife cut up, the dry sections are still very much working their way in towards the middle of into the middle of the piece of garlic. So this one will definitely take a day and a half to get done with how much is in there. There's still, there's plenty of ice on the sides of the chamber as well, but once it's done, we'll get you an update, and I suspect we're going to be looking at probably in the ballpark of like 8 quarts out of this batch. So the freeze dryer's going strong. That's it for this week, just a little bit of odds and ends here and there. So thanks for watching.